Episode 101 of Dragon Ball Super was honestly, I think, right? I think that this episode was a lot more fun to watch, which I guess does directly kind of correlate to saying that it's probably better than the previous episodes. So that's just my opinion. I want to know in the comments which you guys preferred, by the way. Last episode of this episode, the problem with the last episode was, it's just a fan service episode. It was just a fun episode. That's all it really could be. But if you try to think about it, it doesn't make sense in some ways it did. Whatever. We have varying opinions on it. But a lot of people were mad about it because it was one of those episodes you just have to turn your brain off, which I'm not a big advocate for, but I did think it was pretty fun. This episode, I think, is a lot funner. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Hope you guys enjoy it. Subscribe if you're new. I didn't say my name, but you guys know it. Anyways, so we're going to talk about the fact that Caulifla and Kale are freaking incredible. I really love what they did in this episode with Kale specifically because this episode is the first time I feel like Kale is her own character, right? They're starting to break her out of this shell that she has, this timid nature, and the character has a bright future going forward which could be a big if Super decides to capitalize on that. Because, for the largest part of the show that she's been in, she was just this whiny, kind of cranky, not cranky, that's not the right word. There was a different word I wanted to say, but I ain't going to say it. She's just this whiny type of girl that really wanted Caulifla's attention and adoration. And every time she didn't get it, she would just rage out. And then the rage out becomes literally Broly 2.0. That's it. Just literally And the whole last episode was just reenacting of that. And you see her come into her own with that transformation and learn how to control her ki and break through to another level of power that she didn't previously have. So I did like that. And basically, I really like where they're going with this. And I really like the fact that Caulifla as a character is, she's very, very much like Goku. She wants to have a good fight and stuff and get powerful and stronger like that. But she's very nurturing to Kale, as she's like, hey, I'm going to be here with you. I'm going to protect you. You're my friend, my student. Let's do this together. You can do better. You can be better. It's like, I like that relationship, man. I really do. So speaking on them, right? This episode was basically Pride Troopers versus those two and Universe 7, some of the fighters from Universe 7, because in the beginning of it, which by the way, I completely skipped over some stuff. I'm not going to talk about every little tiny thing, but it was cool to see the throwback to Master Roshi's electric attack. That was really cool. If you guys remember the original series Dragon Ball, he used that against Goku in the World Tournament. That was freaking incredible. I believe Goku actually even turned Great Ape in that fight. That was a long time ago. I haven't seen that in a long time, but I think that's actually what happened. Either way, it was nice to see the throwback because that was one of the things that you could kind of expect from him. It was cool to hear him say, hey, I can't do anything while this is happening. I know you can't move, but I can't move either. So it was kind of like a two-man attack, which is why he needed Tien there. And it was funny to see Frieza pop in with, what's his name? The guy from I think that's the guy is from, Goasu's universe. I was like, who is it? Cedra? Cedra could be the god of destruction. There's too many names, man. There's too many people and new names and characters. It's just hard to keep track of it, especially for somebody like me, who I'm not 100% immersed in Super every day. So it was cool either way to see Frieza do that. But he's like, hey, that's my prey. He's like, oh, first come, first serve. Sorry about that. And the one thing about Frieza that's like super douchey, he's always super proper. He's like, Vegeta-san, Goku-san. It's just like, he's super proper, but he'll literally just like backstab you any chance he gets. It's pretty funny. So we saw that. And honestly, Goku, I'm so tired. I am so tired of this freaking gimmick that is built into Goku's character and is exploited in every single individual turn, that this man just doesn't stop letting his guard down. It doesn't make any... I understand every now and then, but he literally does it. Has a man let his guard down the last, 4 episodes? Has he done it in every episode? I may be exaggerating, but I feel like he's done it at least the last 2 or 3. Come on, bro. There's so many people here. I know you want to fight, but you could be aware of this. And the problem with that is it's stunting his growth as a character. And this is not something that Super is... That's funny. It's not something that Super is super concerned about. That's what I was going to say. It's really not, and it never really was. I don't really debate about that type of thing anymore when it comes to the show. I just kind of got to a point where I started accepting it. But earlier on in the series, episode 15 and stuff like that earlier. I used to do that. I just don't care anymore because it is what it is. But it's like this has been a thing for him that was established back in Resurrection F arc. There were instances of it in Dragon Ball Z. There were times that it never really got called out. But in the Resurrection F arc, Whis was like, hey, this is your weakness. And to a lesser extent, Vegeta never really got over his weakness either. It's just Vegeta hasn't really been in the spotlight so much. But I'm so tired of that. Like, can they give it a rest? Please, can this guy just progress? Damn it. Anyways, my Goku rant is over. I wanted to tweet that, but I wanted to be subliminal with my tweets as to not really spoil things. So another thing that happens in here is Coquette. She's Cocotte, however you pronounce that chick's name from Jiren's universe, the Pride Trooper chick. She is different. She's cool because she's able to create dimensional barriers. So what happens in this is Android 17 and 18 fight Casserole. I can't. General, damn it. I cannot until I get like an English dub of this. I can't really get those names right. They're fighting him. And he's like, wait, I didn't sense you guys because, of course, those guys can't be sensed. And I really like that. And I like to see those two characters in one space because Goku got jumped and all that stuff. Like I said, I'm going to skip around. But back to the chick that can create the dimensional barriers. Caulifla and Kale, which Kale is totally useless at this point. This is pre her mastering her transformation, basically. They're getting bum rushed. And they lock Kale inside of this different dimension. So she's just sat there and is forced to watch as Caulifla is just banged up. And then whenever Android 18 eliminates one of the universe, 11, I can't get over it. I'm sorry. I'm going to keep saying that because I can't. Jiren's universe, whenever she eliminates one of those guys, basically what happens from here is the story of the episode focuses back to Kale and Caulifla for the end of it. And they decide that it's time to regroup, which, by the way, I like the way that the episode started off by taking Jiren and Toppo out of it. It's like literally we'll send 5 of our selected characters, but me and you are going to go recover our stamina. That was actually very good because it takes away the question of, hey, all these guys are fighting. Where are their 2 strongest characters? Where are their leaders at? The 2 strongest characters. So those guys are literally not around. They are actually out just recovering or trying to recover. So I like the way that the episode did that. But once again, the general and the other remaining characters do team up on Caulifla and Kale. While Kale is still in the barrier, they put up another barrier around the fighters and gang up on Caulifla. And this is where I'm like, damn, this is about to go crazy. It feels like Caulifla's about to get eliminated. She definitely would have gone down because she tried to fight. But had Kale not said, hey, I hate myself, and like literally raged out, I wish we all could do that. I work out, man, but like for the people that don't and have low self-esteem, which is definitely not something that's to be taken lightly, right? But just in the context of what my comment is, it's like, hey, I hate myself, boom, done. Dude, don't gotta work out or nothing. Wouldn't that be like incredible? Wouldn't it be just like super buff and like whatever you want to be? That would be incredible. And she did it. I think that's so awesome. And she comes to an inner realization, which is why I said I do like her character at this point, right? She didn't previously have much of one. She was Broly and she was whiny. But at this point, they get into the similarities to the father-son Kamehameha. I'm pretty sure Caulifla, she was down one arm, but I'm pretty sure it was the exact same arm that was down on Gohan. And she winds it up too, like a Kamehameha, but she doesn't like cock it back. She just winds it up in the front and shoots that ki blast. And it's funny because it's like I said, I think it's the same arm and she's shooting the one blast out and they're getting this ki clash and everything. It's literally the same thing, which is what it really popped me, bro. I really loved it because it was like Gohan's my favorite character. And it's like, oh, that callback. And I know you guys did that on purpose. And the thing about it is Caulifla was talking up Kale. She was like, hey, you're my student. Follow me to the end. Let's do it. Full power. And that's when Kale goes, and she just transforms into her berserk form, and she's able to control it from there, by the way. And then they win the beam struggle. And all those guys are eliminated. So universe, I'm pretty sure it's 11. I'll just say 11. That universe, it got like literally half of their team eliminated in one swoop. So it's going to be interesting seeing what happens next. Once again, I think that Kale and Caulifla are such an awesome duo, mainly because it's so cool to see female Saiyans. It's not something that the show has ever given us. especially Super Saiyans. Like, I mean, there are other ones like Gine and stuff like that, but we've never really had the opportunity to jump into exploring them. And it's really cool to see the way that that's happening. So anyways, let me know your favorite part of the episode, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys.